It's Week 12 of the National Football League.
And we'll see this team's sure-handed wide receiver. Big plays follow him around. He comes in second in the NFL in receiving yards. We're just moments away from the action, and it's coming
We are
up next
on the air with the NFL on EA Sports. Hi there, everybody. I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward here on Thanksgiving night. Time for our third of 3 holiday games today, Brock. And with any luck, the best has been saved for last as everyone settles down in front of their televisions.
I know we're all supposed to say it's just another game, it's just another game, but it is not.
Nope.
We broke bread as a crew last night together. We celebrated our Thanksgiving. We got to watch some football today, and now we get to put a nightcap on it and can't wait for these guys to lay it on the line.
Weather's starting to get a bit colder, but playoff hopes burning bright as ever for most of our teams as we get underway here in Week 12. This return makes it up to the 25. So here's their offense, taking over for the first time here. And they'll be led out by their QB, now in his 8th season in the NFL.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
And he's bundled up quick. This just crosses the 25 to about the 27. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 27. This finds Cooks, complete. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Throwing off the play fake here. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Every defense in this league is going to sign up for a 3-and-out to begin a ball game. But to send them off the field, to really add that extra tone setter by backing them up with a sack, well, that's the cherry on top of that 3-and-out.
And he gets him something back on that return. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield. So they come on offense now, ready for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year signal caller.
Last week was the ideal showing for him and really allowed his offense to feed off of him. He elevated everybody around him. Just got to look at his stat line to see how well he was throwing the ball. 300-plus yard game, several touchdowns, tremendous efficiency.
Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Left side, gets it out quick, and it's caught. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And this one gets out of bounds. It was pushing some distance towards the goal line, but gets out at the 5. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing from near his own goal line. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Here's a give up the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Running for the marker on second. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have second down and 3. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Second and 3 now. From the 47. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. Not on the same page with his tight end. And now it's third and short. Now looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Call that punt a 52-yard effort. And it'll be their football. They're out and set, first and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Second and 3 now. Now a give running right. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And 4th and 4 coming up. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And they're going to take over possession. They've got first down from the 31. Right up the gut. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. But you get this game going right up the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
First time this game they've looked to him. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. He'll throw it. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
They'll bring out the punter here. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. Third time they've called on him as he gets this away. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we play through November, you can see that this hot start has continued. He's the NFL's leader in touchdown passes. Running it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. He's going to throw this one. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Ball at the 33 for first down. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
Here's a quick pass, cut outright. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. 2nd and 3 now. Now movement as somebody goes early. And for the first time today, we're going to hear from our officials. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump. And, well, they got one of them to move that time. Offense to the line for 2nd down. They'll run here following the penalty. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now. They'll throw it. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. We're 1 quarter closer to some turkey as we reach the end of one on Thanksgiving. Couple of zeros on the board right now. Back with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. All right, it's about time to get started with quarter number 2. Home offense out, ready to go. They'll take over here following that punt to end the first. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Going to the ground again on first. And he stopped after running it up across the 45 to the 46. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Back-to-back carries here. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
This punt out of bounds on the fly. We're waiting for the mark. Looks like they're going to say it's short of the 30. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he's up over 4,000 yards on the season. which you can see puts him atop the NFL in that area. A give now from the gun. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Completed over the middle. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Throwing now off play action. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It's a pickup of 11. And it sets up first down. Still sticking with the passing game. Short pass brought in. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today, because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you, well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one, and that gives them the first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
From the red zone now. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have second down coming up. Hand off to the back. And the hit stuffs him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. And in for the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Now they'll see if they can tack on one more. Right down the middle, it's good. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Here comes Williams on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he'll take this up to around the 29-yard line. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
They've got a man in motion. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Throwing the out route complete. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Plowing up the middle. And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. 2nd and 3 now. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys can have a little fun with him in practice this week, because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free, incomplete. Well, I know some old-school coaches, maybe some former NFL quarterbacks who would have this guy running stairs after that drop, partner. Hit or no hit. That was a catch there that would have meant a first down.
Yeah, that's why that's old school, okay, Kate? The new school coaches and quarterbacks know how hard it is in this league with the contact. How valuable those contested catches are. Credit the defense for making the play on that one.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. The give now out of the shotgun. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. Give now to the running back. And he doesn't find open space. He only finds a defender who makes the stop. Nothing gained or lost on that run, and now it's 3rd and 3. Pass play coming here. That's completed right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. New set of downs for him from the 46. Play action on 1st down. Catch is made down the right sideline. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. He's got Andrews. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Gonna be 2nd down. Started a little slow, but we've arrived at the 2-minute warning. Line of scrimmage once again, that 7-yard line as they get set, 2nd and goal. Dropping back to throw. And look at the footwork there, touchdown! These guys grow their lead just before halftime. Wow, just fantastic work there. Tiptoeing along the back line. The concentration was there. Great catch for 6.
Yeah, the concentration and the body control. I don't know how these receivers do it in this day and age. There's no space to work with, yet they have such an awareness to secure it first, to tap dance the line, and go get that touchdown.
That one right down the middle. And these guys double their lead to 14. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. 1st and 10, looking to throw. Brought in right side. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Offense up to the line fast. Hits him on the out route. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Prior to first down, they decide to call a timeout. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Throw reeled in by Thomas. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Offense in the hurry up here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. He's dropping back to throw. Gets it to him on the screen. And he gets back to the line, but no more.
I got to be honest, it hurts a little extra when it comes on third down, but it really doesn't matter what down it is. If a completed pass is stopped at the line of scrimmage offensively, that's a failure. Defensively, that's a success.
Punter takes the field on fourth down, and he sends this one flying. And it sails out of bounds. That's a good kick. Got all the way down to what looks like the 10-yard line before leaving the field. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And even 20 seconds left at their disposal on the final drive of this half. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that'll give them a first down. That brings us to halftime. It's a 14-point game after 2 quarters of play. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan.
Those fans will be riled up, as it'll be a good matchup between their guys and what equates to be a very tough opponent.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Here's a return from the 7. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. They've got first down from the 31. From the gun, here's a handoff. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the well again. And this one does not go far. Give him a yard back on the play. Now it's 3rd and 10. Setting up a throw. Flushed out of the pocket. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
3rd and just 2 to go. Looking to the air here. Got a man. Robinson has it. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They go play action on first. Completed to his running back. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
And not much doing. He stopped quickly. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Metcalf's got it, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
And he's in, touchdown! These guys grow the lead coming out of halftime. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
That one splits the uprights. And his guys stretch their lead to 21. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Return starts at the 3. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. All the touchdowns have come from one side of the field, Brock. They're still looking for their first points of any kind in a game that has gotten out of hand. Dumps it off to his running back. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can you get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
6 yards to pick up there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4. They'll try and throw it here. Catch made by Cooks. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. That's a pickup of 9. And it'll give them a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st down, ball at the 36. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a 1st down.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So that brings them to 3rd down. Pass play now. He has the 1st over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
On 1st down, they'll run. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a 1st with some room to spare.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing from the gun here. Has it downfield, working the left. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they make this stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Here's the handoff. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
And the connection made in the end zone. Touchdown! These guys start the second half with some needed points. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
That one right down the middle. And these guys get it back to a 14-point game. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here comes their offense out again. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays that followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
They go play action here. Finds him on the crossing route. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be a 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Just one quarter standing between these teams and Turkey in this Thanksgiving contest. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Looking for a throw here. Metcalf there to bring it in. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
1st and goal now as they try to pad this lead. From the red zone now. This throw is caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. 2nd chance at 6 here. It's 2nd and goal. There's a give, left side. And for the moment, that's going to be a touchdown. Whether it will stand, though, well, that depends on the call on this flag.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. So the holding backs him up. They'll try to get that back and then some on 2nd and goal. Running it after the penalty. And he'll have it down to almost the 10-yard line. 5 yards on that play, but 3rd and goal is still going to be longer than they'd like. They're throwing it. And the catch is made for the touchdown. These guys have likely locked up the win right there. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Now they'll try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And his guys stretch their lead to 21. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Here comes Williams on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. This offense ready to get going again now. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. That's going to be caught by Cooks. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Back to throw. Looking slant route, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10. Back to throw now. This finds Cooks, complete. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out. 2nd and 3 now.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
And he's brought down for a loss.
Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1. It's now 3rd and 5.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. And that one's incomplete. For now, he brings up 4th. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
Looks like they're going to happily turn this one down and let the play stand. Offense staying on the field. This is 4th down. Here's a throw. That's cut beyond the marker. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. They'll keep this drive moving after a big 18-yard pickup on 4th down.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
To the air now on 1st and 10. That one's complete, right side. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not. Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
They'll try it with him again. Goes up and over for the touchdown. These guys get it back to within 2 possessions. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
And how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop them on 3rd and goal.
That one splits the uprights. And these guys get it back to a 14-point game. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. They'll run here on 1st down, and he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
They had the 1st down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Gets this one to Andrews. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the 46. Chased out to his right. He can run it.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
From the gun on 3rd down. Throwing the out route complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Now looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled for a short gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in St. Louis. These guys very close to an 11th win this season. They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And he's taken down at the 30. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And they make the tackle at the 28-yard line. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They give it to him again. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. He'll throw it. It's caught Metcalf. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that will set up 1st and goal. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can. Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with a win. And they're going to get to celebrate both the Thanksgiving holiday and the victory over the coming days, with more time than normal coming up between games. So for Brock Heward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. This celebration begins for our winners as we say so long from St. Louis.